Ever since Carmelo Anthony got officially indicted in first-degree murder, I've been making it my own personal goal to just observe the reactions of certain black people. The black people that when this first became something to talk about, they were loudly running around saying, Carmelo Anthony's in the right, Carmelo Anthony is innocent, Carmelo Anthony didn't do anything wrong, because it's been very interesting watching the shift from please believe this random Facebook post that the police had to come out and say is untrue. Please believe this random person getting on a TikTok live at like 10 o'clock at night saying that their daughter's sister's best friend's cousin was a witness and saw the whole thing. And I was just over there in the background to make sure that I could observe everything in specific detail. Please believe me. To now you have black people after the family, Carmelo Anthony's family, have come out and started asking and updating their Give, Send, Go campaign from, I believe, like 500,000 to 1.2 million. Now they're starting to ask some questions as to why do you need this money? What are you going to use this money for? Because they initially believed that the money that they were already campaigning for was going towards the legal fees and to get them in a safe location because people are being bombastic with their threats online.
Breaking news. The family of Karmelo Anthony is seeking more money for legal fees, okay? They just had a GoFundMe like a little 2 months ago. Now they're asking for an additional $1.4 million, okay? That ain't even the kicker. The kicker is they've already raised over $500,000. Who is contributing to this mess? I didn't know, all you got to do is, off somebody and start a GoFundMe. Like, this is crazy, okay? This is crazy. Let me know your thoughts, okay? My thoughts is this is crazy. And who is contributing to this shit? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But who keep contributing to this? This is just absolutely insane. Let me know your thoughts.
Like, if you open a GoFundMe and make your business everybody else's business, never win with my people, bro. Can never win. Y'all in my comments saying I'm pocket watching Carmelo Anthony's family. How? It's not pocket watching when the pockets are funding a public case. And now they're asking the public for more. Like, make it make sense. Because it fucking don't, okay? So transparency isn't hate, it's accountability. The fuck? Like, why y'all so mad at me? What is it? Like, if you open a GoFundMe and make your business everybody else's business, don't get mad when people start to do math. Okay? You call it pocket watching, but I just see a pattern here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big difference. Like, I see a pattern. If me noticing the math ain't math and it's pocket watching, then maybe your pocket shouldn't be in front of the whole motherfucking world. Okay, everybody knows that because they donated. And if you donated, you want to know where your money went. I mean, all of y'all talking about, oh, we donate in church all the time, but we don't know where the pastor putting the money. Well, the pastor better be putting the money in a motherfucking church because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be put in the church and it's supposed to be given back to the community. Right? Right or wrong? And people give in church because they see the church is making improvement, that they have a benevolent fund for the people. Like that, those are the things that you're investing in church. So why would y'all compare this situation to church? Y'all in the comments talking about, oh, you don't know where the pastor putting your money. I better know where the motherfucking pastor putting my motherfucking money, or it's going to be smoke in a damn church. But no, we're not talking about that right now. See, y'all, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if I was really pocket watching, I would ask for receipts.
And you know what? That's cool because I've said numerous times, you can't really control what people do with their money. If they believe they're fighting for something, whether it be for the safety of somebody or that they want to fixate on their racial differences, you can't really stop them. It's up to them to use their money at their own discretion. But you can laugh when things start to hit the fan. And when they updated this Give, Send, Go, they probably thought in their minds, this is probably going to work because the community cares. People care. They cared enough to give us 500,000. Now they maybe could care enough to give us a couple extra so that we could get to that million for all these things. And it hasn't been working. And I've been wondering why. And I have a theory. But before I get to my theory, you must indulge yourself to one of the people who is still firmly in the camp of Karmelo Anthony, loudly taking issue with black people no longer supporting a family financially in their time of need.
This Karmelo Anthony case is really pissing me off. I don't even like talking to black people like this, but I just gotta say what I gotta say. You motherfuckers really got a problem with this man asking for $1.3 million under reasonable circumstances. This dude family receiving threats. They gotta move in another location because their address was leaked. They need security. Even the fucking judge was receiving life threats. And these people are just asking for y'all to help support them through their defense from these two aggressive young boys that tried to cause harm to him. Now, I got respect for Judge Joe Brown. But one thing I noticed, all these black people at the beginning who were supporting Karmelo, all of a sudden turned into a bunch of tap dancing. I had no idea the black community was so weak, bro. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize how many sellouts we had. Basically making it seem as if Karmelo deserves to go to prison if he do get convicted from this crime. Judge Joe Brown, his old ass really had the nerve to sit here and say, oh, well, these young boys, they're punks, and I would've did this, and I would've did this. But guess what, motherfucker, you not him. It's easy for you to sit your old ass back and say what you would've did when you ain't got two people twice your fucking size trying to attack you. That shit really pissed me off, bro. Because I grew up fighting, bro. I used to fight a lot. I done got jumped before. I know how it feels to have people attacking you. I done been in that situation before. Actually, I done been in a worse situation than that. We got white women out here calling black kids racial slurs, raising 1.6 million within the 2 weeks. We got white people out here choking black men to death on trains, raising almost, $2-3 million within a fucking week for his defense team. And y'all motherfuckers really telling me that he wrong for asking for an additional $700,000 for a host of reasons that his family named that were completely reasonable. Relocation purposes, living expenses, security, defense, therapy for their other fucking kids. Y'all acting like Karmelo was a drug dealer. This was a 17-year-old boy, 130 pound, 4.0 GPA kid that was going to college within the next year. I find it so fucking funny. Y'all have no problem with these people taking the lives of young black men and black women as long as it's not happening to your dusty ass. Well, you know what? I'm glad that I'm starting to see how many fucking sellouts and we really got out here in the black community. I'm happy about that because guess what? This Karmelo Anthony case, if it does go the way that majority of these racist Europeans want it to go, then your ass might be next. What if you have nothing the way that Karmelo had something to protect himself? When the same thing happened to you, all you motherfuckers out here, I'm gonna be saying the same shit y'all saying. Why you didn't just fight? Why do you gotta use a weapon? Why you didn't just decide to sit there and get fucking jumped and get your head beaten to the fucking ground? Why you didn't decide to just do that? Boy, y'all make me sick, man. It's so much money in selling out, bro. We always talk about, oh, well, black people, we the most united group of black people on the whole planet. I don't believe that shit. What I'm saying, I don't believe that at all. Y'all could say whatever the hell y'all want, bro. I would say probably 20% of black people are on code. The rest of y'all a bunch of fucking sellout, tap dancing fucking, ugh. I'm gonna make sure I keep donating to Karmelo, bro. I wish you the best, young man, bro. If I had the money, if I was fucking rich, if I was one of these basketball players out here, dog, if I was one of these fucking rich ass athletes that love to throw $100,000 in the club and waste it on OnlyFans model, bro, I would promise I would give y'all 5 million, 2 million, 3 million right now. If I had that kind of money. You know, these white people never had this problem. Whether they right or wrong, they never had this problem. They go to court, they need funding for defense. White people, that's one thing I can say about white people. They look out for their people, man. They need funding for defense, relocation, whatever it is, whether they right or wrong, they there for their people. Black people, bro, y'all, it's too much money in selling out. While y'all down there burning with the I'm gonna be with my ancestors.
Good sir, I applaud you for your hopes and dreams and aspirations of wanting to be a basketball player, a football player, an athlete who could just give money to anybody in a moment's notice. You're a good, kind-hearted, delusional person, but I could tell by the way you move your wrist, you are not a good athlete. And I'll help you out just a little bit. You need to understand that people in this world are going to lose a little bit of faith. And everybody ain't got a lot of money. Everybody's not going to want to give up their money. And they can support from afar. They could say, hey, hope you win the case without even giving a dime. They could say, hey, I could maybe care about this from a distance. I ain't got to give you a dime. You know what? That's perfectly fine. Trying to antagonize black people for not throwing away their money at something they don't really have full trust in anymore is no one's fault but your own. You want this to be something more than what it is, and you're not getting your way because you expected everybody to just be on their hands and feet throwing their money at something that they no longer have full trust in. Why? Because as this has gone on, as these made-up stories have kind of lost their luster, and as these people who are promoting these made-up stories are grasping at any straws that they could find, putting a little bit of makeshift glue on it and throwing it at the wall, hoping that it sticks and hoping nobody pulls it or tests to see the stickiness of the substance of the lie that they're going around with, you're starting to understand people are starting to be indoctrinated by me, which is don't believe the hype and just wait it all out. Wait for it to play out. I'm seeing more and more people start to recognize that this footage a lot of local media is getting their hands on doesn't really paint a good picture towards all these fanatical stories on Facebook, which for the second time I've had to bring this up, I feel like, this is just my opinion, who knows how this goes when it eventually goes to court. This might go the route of witness testimony, because if they don't have enough video to show a drastically clear picture without it being blurry, without having people confused about who's who at what specific moment and who's making sudden movements, I feel like the witness testimony will be the thing that will bookend or set Karmelo Anthony free. Because if there's witnesses that could corroborate the story of these two dudes antagonizing him, they put their hands on him to the point where he had to defend himself with a knife, or to some dumbass motherfuckers who still believe in a cleave sharpener, hey, maybe that's what gets him to go home scot-free. Or if there's witnesses that say there was really no physical altercation that led to Karmelo Anthony pulling out a knife, he was just kind of backed up and he said, you know what, I'm gonna just stab somebody willy-nilly, and Karmelo Anthony is gonna go to jail for that. And when we eventually get to this conclusion, there are going to be people upset, people who hyped up their own beliefs based on something that they knew they couldn't confirm with any fucking real thought. And it's sad that people had to be in that camp to begin with. Instead of just waiting for more information, waiting for more observation, waiting for more credible people, you're listening to motherfuckers who will get mad at you if you don't throw your hard work and money at something that they care about. And I don't mean to break this to anybody, but I'm recording this on the 1st of the month of July. Do you know what this type of day means to certain people? They got bills to pay. They got rent to pay. So this is not really the time to be asking people for money. It's the time where you just, shut the fuck up and worry about your pockets, because your pockets matter more than somebody else's. I know people like to run around and talk about pocket watching, but guess what? Everybody got to make sure that they have a roof over their head or they got food to eat. So it's going to come down to, hey, do you want to support somebody you don't know? Or do you want to eat? Do you want to support somebody who may go to jail anyway, even with your money? Or do you want to have a roof over your head? Do you want to support somebody so that you could prove that you're black? Or do you want to have lights in your own crib for the next month? Like, you can't, in a time where finances are a lot of people's main purpose for living right now, sit there and chastise people for not giving their money to something you care deeply about. And you yourself say, hey, I'm going to keep giving my money. That's wonderful. Maybe you could give all your money and maybe they'll reach that 1.2 million. But as it currently stands, they're going to have to do a lot to get people to get to that goal. This stupid ass campaign I've seen of people just sitting in different spots saying I support Karmelo, being performative doesn't help the end goal. And it's proof that I can go through history and prove my point. Why? You remember Black Lives Matter? You remember how they propped up dead bodies to say, hey, you should care, you should give us money. And what did they do with that money? Nothing. They did absolutely nothing with that money of benefit to the struggling poor Afro-American man or the struggling disenfranchised Afro-American woman. They wasted y'all time. And look, all these years later, nothing's changed. Still got racial divide. A lot of y'all still think y'all under the boot of some random white dude who's not even paying attention to you unless they start recognizing you for what you are. Somebody who's opportunistic, boring, stale, performative to the nth degree, and hoping for an outcome that may or may not come. And I said it in the last video, I will say it in this video, and I'll probably say it every single time we lead up to this if there's something substantial to talk about. At the end of this, we are going to get two different reactions, one of celebration and one of excuses. And if you've watched multiple videos around this subject, you've heard the excuses. When we get to the end of this, whether if Karmelo walks or if he goes to jail for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 99 years, the rest of his life, you're going to hear either this is a woke, corrupt justice system, or this is a racist, corrupt justice system. They've blueprinted their excuses at the ready when they don't get their way. And they will ignore every piece of evidence, ignore every piece of fact, ignore every piece of witness testimony. Why? Because it's better to bitch instead of just looking at the truth and then moving on about their day. And for you people, specifically the ones, because this video is tailored around you performative motherfuckers who like to puff your chest out and try to define what it means to be a real black person. Throwing your money at something doesn't make you a real black person. Throwing your money towards something that now is viewed as skeptical because they're getting like a freelance lawyer to come help them out or advise them doesn't really make you a good or a bad black person. Walking your life with the substance in mind that you are good and everyone else sucks, or just living your life very casually without a knife or a cleat sharpener to exist on your person at any given moment probably makes you better off than Karmelo Anthony. But time will indeed tell how this all plays out. So once again, I suggest you sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and watch the shit show unfold, because I'll be here and I'll be very entertained by the end result. Subscribe to the channel and I will see you all in the next one. Mwah! Goodbye.